Do you think Duchene and the Sens are a good fit, yes or no?
Well, I mean, he has something they obviously need right now. They're in trouble. They're missing a couple guys down the middle. He's a pretty elite center. I mean, he's obviously had his troubles in Colorado. I think he was a minus 31 or something last year, but who wasn't a minus for Colorado? He needs to change the scenery.
Joe Sakic was a minus 31 last year.
It makes sense. It makes sense what Ottawa's going through with the injuries right now. But I mean, Joe Sakic's been pretty adamant. He's not going to give this guy away.
Joe
so
Sakic. With all due respect to Joe Sakic, he was a better player. All right. This has been mishandled from the word go.
It hasn't been good since he's come to
This guy
Denver.
had value. He now has far less value. And don't tell me after watching that team play last year, he's got a grip on what he's doing. I love Joe Sakic. Joe Sakic is one of the best players of that generation. But this is becoming a joke. And even for a kid who is doing the right thing and is showing up, it's becoming increasingly difficult by the day. And I think it makes sense for the Sens because they have a lot of young assets potentially that could go the other way.
I think it makes sense for Colorado, too, just to get this over with. After last year, which was a disaster, this team was out of it by December. Do you really want this hanging over their heads to start a season? I would get this done ASAP. I would get this done before the season starts. If you got a few teams in the courting process, get the best deal you can. You're not going to get the perfect deal for Matt Duchene right now. Just get this over with.
So we're going to live in a world really where the Habs don't do this deal.
Ottawa.
We're really going to Marc Bergevin. You're really going to sit there and not go get Matt Duchene when you are screaming. Do we have the Galchenyuk thing from last night, guys?
The nice giveaway?
Did you see the Galchenyuk thing? Just a $4.9 million cap hit, and he has no idea what he's doing right now.
It's preseason game number one.
Watch this pass near side. Wait for it. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Sacre bleu.
Sid,
Sacre bleu. Are you kidding me?
It's the preseason.
But you know what? Zach McCallie makes the save. No, he doesn't. He scored on him. But the point is this.
Preseason.
The point is this. He looks lost out there. I don't care. He looked like that last year. And you're going to sit there really and have Matt Duchene begging to leave that cesspool of failure that is the Colorado Avalanche when you are looking every which way for us. Jonathan Drouin is not a center, and you're going to play him at center. And you have picks. You have things you can deal. I don't care what anyone says. You can make this deal. If it costs a first and a second and Lehkonen, I would do it tomorrow.
So you're saying
you're really not going to do this, Bergevin? Really? He is screaming. You saw that interview. He's begging for someone to take him. He's desperate, and you can get him in a second. Marc Bergevin, please. And I got no horse in the race. The Habs fans are over there. I got no horse in this race. But no one needs a center like the Montreal Canadiens.
What about the Ottawa Senators? They're down a couple centers.
Turris will be fine. Brassard will come back. This is gravy for Dorian. This is a great move for Dorian. I don't think it makes or breaks his year. Carlson healthy makes or breaks his year.
So you think this is better for Ottawa because it puts more pressure on Montreal and the price goes up for Colorado? Is that your theory?
I think somebody in the Atlantic Division is being very clever today. That's what I think.
I got you.
That's what I think.
That's
and
okay.
I think the Heat, the Montreal media is going to pick that up, and Tony Marinara
and they're going to do what you just did.
Or whatever the radio guys in Montreal are called, they're going to run all over that. And I think it makes a lot of sense. Marc Bergevin, go make the deal. The kid wants to play. Get him out of there.
Wow, you get really heated about preseason.
It makes too much sense for the Habs. Give him a first, a second, and Lehkonen. I know people like Lehkonen a lot. Whatever, trade him.
Get rid of him?
Get rid of him. Okay. You got to make the deal. You got to give him something. Would you do that deal right now, Seb? A first, a second, and Lehkonen for Matt Duchene for 2 years. Not Lehkonen. Not Lehkonen? No. What the hell is with Lehkonen now? Lehkonen's the guy? Lehkonen's the guy you won't trade?
He's a good young player.
He's a good young player. Galchenyuk.
So
yeah, everyone wants $4.9 million who sucks.
You want to throw Galchenyuk under the bus because he's not a center and because he made a bad pass in the preseason game at the Colisée de Pepsi last night.
You have one chance with me, then you lose me. At Stade Videotron, what's it called? In Quebec City? I said it yesterday. I nailed it.
I thought it was Colisée Pepsi.
What's that?
Centre Videotron.
At Arena Pepsi in Quebec City.
Okay.
That's where they had it last night.